The Mary Celeste mystery. Imagine finding a ship in the middle of the ocean, completely intact, food still on the table, cargo still inside, but every single person on board has disappeared. No bodies, no lifeboat, no clear explanation. The ship was still floating. So, where did everyone go? And more than 150 years later, the mystery of the Mary Celeste remains unsolved. It was December 1872. A merchant ship called Mary Celeste was sailing across the Atlantic Ocean. On board were the captain, his family, and several crew members. The ship was carrying a large cargo of alcohol and was heading toward Italy. Everything appeared normal. The crew had no idea that their voyage would soon become one of the most famous maritime mysteries in history. On December 4, another ship called De Gratia was sailing across the Atlantic. Suddenly, the crew noticed something unusual. In the distance was a ship. It looked like the Mary Celeste, but something was wrong. The ship wasn't responding properly. The De Gratia moved closer. They tried to communicate with the crew.
Ahoy!
No
Mary
answer.
Celeste!
Again, nothing. Eventually, a boarding party climbed onto the Mary Celeste, and what they discovered was terrifying. There was nobody there. The Mary Celeste was not a wreck. It wasn't sinking. It wasn't burning. It was still capable of sailing. Inside, the crew found personal belongings. Food and water were still available. The cargo was largely intact. There was no obvious sign of a violent struggle. It was almost as if everyone had simply walked away. But that created an impossible question. Why would an entire crew abandon a perfectly seaworthy ship in the middle of the Atlantic? Then investigators noticed something even more disturbing. The ship's lifeboat was missing. That suggested that the people on board had intentionally left the ship. But why? They were surrounded by thousands of miles of ocean. Leaving a large ship for a small lifeboat would have been extremely dangerous. And if something had forced them to leave, what was it? Over the years, people created countless theories. Some believed the crew had been attacked by pirates. Others suspected a mutiny. Some even suggested that supernatural forces were involved. But there was another possibility. The ship was carrying barrels of alcohol. Could fumes from the cargo have frightened the crew? Perhaps they believed an explosion was about to happen. Maybe the captain ordered everyone into the lifeboat temporarily, planning to return. But something went terribly wrong. A sudden change in weather? A broken tow line? A navigational mistake? No one knows for certain. Imagine being on that ship. You hear a strange sound. You smell alcohol fumes. You believe the ship might explode. The captain